Okay. So today is a very important class. This is the actual trigonometry that you would see in the past papers. Everything would be around this. So we have understood what is alpha. We have understood what is your theta or the variable x, and we know about the cast, cast, and we know about the diagram. This diagram. How do you find alpha to theta, or using theta, or find the value of theta using alpha and placing them in the correct coordinates. So everything separately we have done, understood, and now we will combine everything together. So for example, they ask you example question. They ask you to solve sine theta is equals to zero point 0.5, and your theta is within the range between 0 and 360. We know that the graph of sine, the graph of cos, the graph of tan, they are periodic. So you can get infinite number of solutions if you don't define a region within which you want the answers. So that's why they have given you that sine theta is equal to zero point 0.5, and they have also given you to find only the values of theta which are within this range. So you have to only find thetas within this range. If they would have not provided this, you could have gotten infinite solutions, because the sine graph, the tan graph, the cos graph, they never stop. They keep on going from the negative infinity to the positive infinity. So that's why defining the range within which your theta lies, that is important to know how many solutions will you get. Okay, so this will always be given, the range within which you will have the solutions, have to find the solutions. So this is your question actually. Sine theta, we want the value of sine theta to be equal to 0.5. First of all, the first step number one is you find the alpha, find the basic angle. Find basic angle how? By just moving the sign on the opposite side, sine inverse. So sine inverse of the, only we take the modulus value. Modulus value means the positive value only. For the whatever, if it would have been negative 0.5, right now it is positive 0.5. So you keep it positive always. If even if it would have been negative 0.5, you would only take the value, not the sign. So positive 0.5, you only take positive 0.5, and then you do the sine inverse 0.5, and look, this will come out as positive 30. So this is your basic angle. And the second step, place in the correct quadrants. Place in quadrants. We know the quadrants are these: cast, and right now we can see that the value of sine, it is positive. It is positive 0.5. So that's why you will only place this alpha in the quadrants where your sine is positive. So the quadrants and when your sine is positive is the first and the second. A is all positive, S is only sine positive, others are negative. So you will place your alpha like this. This is your alpha over here, and this is your alpha over here in the second and the first, because sine is positive in first and second quadrant. That's why you have placed your alpha in only these places. Then the third step, find your solution, find your variable. And now we know how do you find the theta. Theta is the actual variable that we are trying to find, and theta, we know it always works from the positive x-axis, and the angles, all of these are what? All of these are positive angles between 0 and 360. So you will only move in the anti-clockwise direction. So if you move anti-clockwise from 0, this is the first solution that you get. This is your theta. And the second solution is this theta. So in the first quadrant, the theta is the same as alpha. We know that. So this means alpha was 30 degrees. And in the second quadrant, we know that the theta is equals to 180 minus alpha. This is the formulas we derived in the last class. In the second quadrant is 180 minus alpha, because you can see this is total 180, straight line 180, and this much is alpha. If this much is alpha, this would be 180 minus this part. So you will get this angle, theta angle. So that would be 180 minus 30. So this means you are getting two solutions for theta, which is 30 and 150 within the range that they've given you. So this is the final solution. That's it. These are the two solutions right now you can get. So in your exams as well, you in exams as well, what will you do? You will find all of the solutions within the range that they have given you. If you give only 30, if you give only 150, the solution would be incomplete. They would ask you to get all the solutions within the range that they have given you. So the first step, find alpha. Second step, place the alpha in the correct quadrants. Third step, find the theta, the actual variable, using the alpha by simple angle properties, right? Or if you can memorize the diagram, you can use that as well. So 30 and 150. And how can you confirm your answer? Input the value of your theta back in the question. So look, sine 30 and sine 50 both will give you positive half. Look, sine 30 is positive half and sine 50 is also positive half. So this means I've got the right answer. Okay, this is a very simple, very generic question. I will do another one. I'll do another one, then you can copy them both. Another example. Solve if they are given you tan theta is equals to negative 3.5 within this range. So step 1, move your tan to the other side. So tan inverse, and you don't take the negative side over here. Whenever you find the alpha, you don't take the negative, you only put in the positive. Sine tan inverse of 3.5. Tan inverse of 3.5. So 74.1 something. This is your alpha. Now you will place it in the quadrants where your look the tan value is, it is negative 3.5. So you will find the quadrants in which the tan is negative. So tan is negative in the second and the fourth, over here and over here, because A is all positive, T is tan positive. We only want to use the quadrants where your tan is negative, because you can see it as a negative 3.5. So that's for tan negative. And now third step, you will find the theta, and you can see all of them are positive. So all of you can only move in the anti-clockwise direction. So it's anti-clockwise. This is first angle theta, and second one is this theta. So if you find out your theta is equals to, in the second quadrant we worked it out, 180 minus alpha, and in the fourth quadrant it is 360 minus alpha. So 180 minus 74.1 and 360 minus 74.1. Those would be the two solutions. 180 minus 74.1. So theta is 105.9, and the other one is 285.9. And again, you can check your answers by substituting it back in the question. Look, tan 105.9. Look, it is very, very close to negative 3.5. If we would have taken the exact solution or increased the accuracy, then we would have gotten a more closer solution to negative 3.5. And if I take tan 285.9, look again, negative 3.5. So this means I've got the right answer. Any questions, anyone? Okay, a little bit twist. Example 3. Solve cos theta is negative 7 upon 11. And your theta is from negative 180 till 180. Okay, so we will find, this is the noticeable or important, prominent thing, how your Solution will change now. So first step, finding alpha. So cos inverse 7 upon 11. Use your calculator. Don't take the negative sign. Don't take the negative sign. Cos inverse 7 upon 11. Sorry, cos inverse 50.5. Then step 2, place it in the coordinates where your cos is negative. So cos negative is in the third and fourth. Sorry, second and third. Over here and over here. Right? And now is the interesting part. We have from negative 180 till 180. So I can move in the anti-clockwise direction from 0 to 180, right? And in the clockwise direction, I can move from 0 to negative 180. So I can total have this thing or this thing. And I always move from the positive x-axis. If you can recall, the theta, the actual variable, you always start from the positive x-axis. So I can only move in the positive 180 or negative 180. So if I move in the positive 180, I am getting one solution. This is this within the, which is less than 180, right? And if I find it in the clockwise direction, I get this as theta. So now the solution, the final, your theta, it is equals to, first of all, if it is in the positive angles, it is 180 minus alpha. So 180 minus 50.5. And now if I work it out in the negative angles, I have negative 180 plus alpha. Because if I move completely 180 like this would be negative 180. And if I want to subtract the alpha from this negative 180, I will have to add it. So negative 180 plus 50.5. So this means the solution is 129.5 and negative 129.5. These are the two solutions. And how can I confirm? Look, how much is 7 upon 11? 0.636363. Okay. So cos of 129.5 is, look, 0.636. Very, very close. And if it is negative 129, again you're getting a negative 0.636. So very, very close. So this means I've got the right answer. And look, I have gotten all the solutions within the range. I will not get any other value. Because I cannot move more than 180. I cannot move more than 180. I will only have to stop till here, 180, because from 0 till 180. And I cannot move more than negative 180 because it is still till negative 180. So I can only move till here maximum. So that's why you got these two solutions. One is negative, one is positive. I got a negative answer as well because the range permits me to go in the negative angle and see if there's a solution as well. Okay. So these were the most basic ones. And you can see they are very repetitive type of question. You will do so many of these that eventually you will become very bored of this. In A2 as well, you will do the same, this logic. Finding alpha, placing the correct quadrant, and then finding theta. What more can they do now to this thing is something like this. Example 4. They're asking you to solve sine 2 theta is equals to negative 0.87, something like that. And your theta is 0 till 180. Okay. Now the problem, the only new thing that you see over here is you have 2 theta over here. instead of the only theta. This is the only difference. So you will have to, because of this, one step more, and that is to amend your range according to the theta, according to this 2 theta. Right now the range is for theta, and the values that you will find out by when you will do the sine inverse or finding the alpha, you will get the solutions for 2 theta. So to make this range also 2 theta, I multiply this complete range with 2. So 2 times 0 is still 0. 2 times theta is 2 theta. And 180 multiplied by 2 is 360. So now I know that the values of 2 theta that I can find will be within 0 and 360. The next step, all of them would be the same. Find alpha would be sine inverse of 0.87. You don't put the negative sign in finding the alpha. So sine inverse of 0.87, 60.5. And now you will put it in the correct quadrants where your sign is negative. You can see it is sine negative 0.87. So it is in the third and the fourth. And now if you will find the value, that the solution would be of 2 theta, not for only theta, because when you move the sign on the other side, on the left side you are left off with 2 theta, not the only theta. So the solutions that you will get now are, first one is this one, and the third quadrant, and this one. So 2 theta is equals to 180 plus 60.5, and the other one is 360 minus 60.5. So if you want to find the value of theta, you would divide it by 2 as well. The solution, the actual variable is theta. You want to find theta, not the 2 theta. So 180 plus 60.5, sorry, 60.5, and then this thing divided by 2. So the first answer is 120.25. Second one, 360 minus 60.5 divided by 2, 149.75. So now you can see the values of theta that you are getting is within the range. Look, the value of theta, the range was between 0 and 360, sorry, 180. And the solutions that you have gotten, they are also within the same range of theta. So you first of all amended your range according to the thing which is inside the trigonometric function, and you do the same thing, exactly same thing. And the last step is to find the actual variable theta. So you move the 2 on the other side, it went and divide both of the solutions. So this is your final answer. Any questions?
Sir, can you do another example of this, please?
Okay. Example 5. If you have tan 3 theta plus 10, let's suppose it is equals to negative opposite 0.125, and the range is, okay, I've made it even more interesting. Let's see what happens. So the thing inside your tan is 3 theta plus 10, and over here the range is given for theta. So the first step, amend your range. So to make the theta into 3 theta plus 10, I first multiply this thing completely by 3. So I will get 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times theta is 3 theta, and 3 times 360, it will be 1080. And now to make it plus 10, so you would add all three sides with plus 10. So this would become 10, 0 plus 10 is 10. This would become 3 theta plus 10, and this would become 1090. So this means the solutions of 3 theta plus 10 that I will get should be within this range between 10 and 1090. So I can move around the circle twice or let's see. Now I would do what? I would find the alpha. So 10 inverse of 0.125. 7.12. 7.13. Or let's take just 7.1. This is your alpha. And now you will place your alpha in the quadrants where your tan is positive. So it is in the first and the third. And now the solutions that you will get, they won't be of theta directly, they would be of 3 theta plus 10. And the first solution that you will get is the same as your theta, sorry, alpha, which is 7.1. But the problem, look, the problem is that the range of 3 theta plus 10 is starting from 10. And the first solution, this is out of the range. So even if you write it down, you will cross it out because this is not within the range. This is telling us, the new range is telling us that 3 theta plus 10 solutions should be between 10 and 1090. And the first solution that I am getting using this is 7.1. And 7.1 is less than 10. It is out of the range. So you will not take this. And the second one is this 180 plus 7.1, which will be 187.1. And now we know we still have a lot of the range to move around. This is the solution between in this first cycle. In the first cycle, if I move from 0 till 160, I am getting one solution. I can move to the till 1090, so I can take another round. This would be the solution and this would be the solution. So if I want to take another round, the easier way is just to add 360 to the previous answer that you have gotten, plus 360. You will get the next solution. And in this one also you will do again plus 360 to get the next solution, because you know this is cyclic. So this would become 367.1. Now look, this is within the range. This is between 10 and 1090. 367.1. This is within the range between 10 and 1090. And then the next one is 187.1 plus 360 is again, this is also within the range, 548.1. Similarly, you can still go further. The range is still 1090. So if you again add 367.1 plus 360, this is again still in the range 727.1, and 547.1 plus 360 is 907.1. Again, if let's try 727.1 plus 360. This is 1087.1. Look, this is again within the range. It is less than 1090. But this one would be out of the range. Look, this is 1267.1. This is more than 1090. So this is out of the range. So the thing is, you need to understand, you will have to find all of the solutions within the range. So if your range is very, very large, you can just add 360 to get the solutions in the other side, in the next cycle, in the next cycle, in the next cycle. And then I have stopped. Look, now after 1087.1, the solution is out of the range. So I have not taken that. And now to find the value of theta, I will first subtract 10 from each of them and then divide it by 3. So 187.1, this is the first solution, minus 10, divide by 3. 59.0. The next one, let me make a formula. 367.1 minus 10 upon 3. This is 119.0. The next one is 547.1. So 179.0. And the next one is 727.1. 239.0. The next one is 1087.1. 359.0. So look, where the solutions of theta are matching the range of the theta. Look, all of the values of theta are within the range of theta. Isn't it interesting? This is the maximum difficulty I have tried to bring it over here. But if you understand this thing, that entire chapter is easy now for you. Now I am going to incorporate radians over here. Example 6. The question is solve cos theta upon 2 minus 0.2 is equals to negative 1 point, sorry, negative 0.6, and the range is 0 till 2 pi. Everything is same. The only difference is that the angle unit will be now in radians. Nothing else. You just have to do some more practice on this, and you will get a better hold of this thing by familiarity. So the first thing, you can see this is not only theta. So you will have to amend it. So first you can multiply this thing completely by half. So that this becomes 0, theta by 2, and this becomes pi only. And then minus zero point 0.2. So minus zero point 0.2, theta upon 2 minus zero point 0.2, and pi minus zero point 0.2. Pi minus zero point 0.2 is how much? You can. It's always better to use the what do you say, the decimal value, because it's easier to interpret things. So from negative zero point 0.2 till 2.941. This is the range of values of the theta upon 2 minus zero point 0.2 that we can find. So first of all, find alpha. So cos inverse of positive 0.6. You don't take the negative sign. So convert into radian mode. Cos inverse 0.6 to 0.927 radian. And now this is negative. So you would place it in the coordinate sphere where cos is negative. So cos is negative in the second and the third. So alpha and alpha. So your value solution will be for theta upon 2 minus zero point 0.2 will be this thing, and the next one is this. So theta upon 2 minus zero point 0.2. The first solution is alpha, pi minus alpha, right? Because it is 180. 180 is pi. So pi minus, sorry, pi minus alpha. 2.214. Yes, this is within the range, 2.214. And then the next one is pi plus, this is 4.068. But this is outside the range, look. The maximum is 2.941 that I can go. So this is outside the range, you will cancel it out. And you have a slightly, it is in the negative direction as well, look. Negative 0.2. So if I'll find the negative angle as well, this would be negative pi plus 0.927. So this is also outside the range. It is not less than negative, it is not more than negative 0.2. It is even more outside the range, negative. So there's only one solution. And what would you do next? You would add 0.2 and then multiply by 2. So 2.214 plus 0.2 and this thing multiplied by 2. You will get your theta. This is 4.828. This is the answer. And you can see this is within the range. 4.828 is 2 pi is 6.23. So this is less than 2 pi and more than 0.5. sorry, more than positive. Sorry, more than 0. क्या बोल रहा हूँ? Okay, this is the only solution. So you can try to find more than the required also. Okay, you can find more solutions, and then at the last step you can see if it is within the range, you keep it. If it is outside the range, you will ignore it, you will cancel it out. The problem is the students don't manage to find all the solutions within the range. That is the most common mistake. You have to find all of the solutions within the range that they have given you.